Today I'm reading Matthew 6, and I've gotten to the part where it says Jesus teaches about money. So I'm just going to read it, Matthew 6, verse 19. Don't store up treasures here on earth, where moths eat them and rust destroys them, and where thieves break in and steal. Store your treasures in heaven, where moths and rust cannot destroy, and thieves do not break in and steal. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be. Your eye is a lamp that provides light for your body. When your eye is good, your whole body is filled with light. But when your eye is bad, your whole body is filled with darkness. And if the light you think you have is actually darkness, how deep that darkness is. No one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. So this is what Jesus teaches about money. First thing I thought about was, especially going on Instagram or TikTok, a lot of younger generations are so driven to make money. All the online gurus on how to make 6 figures in a year, how to start a business, how to grind, and we're kind of in this culture where we're just hustling for money all the time. I personally don't think hustling is a bad thing, right? God gave us work to do, right? But it's kind of like how our motives for our drive is. Is your motives purely just to make as much money as you can? To be honest, that's kind of like where I was. And I remember when I first graduated from dental school, got out working as a real dentist, my first paycheck was $2,000 for the entire month. This was me working part-time. And that $2,000 was like, oh my gosh, this is what my first paycheck felt like. I specifically remember my colleague, he was a couple years older than me. He's saying, you know that feeling that you're feeling right now? Make sure you remember that because it gets old really fast. Fast forward, I'm working more full-time now. I'm placing implants, doing root canals, doing more complex dental work. That $2,000 a month quickly became $8,000, $12,000. And I'm not saying this to brag or flex, but once you're so used to making money, it does get old fast. And you start to think like how can I make more money? It's just this desire to just keep going and try to make more money. And it's kind of like this feedback loop where one month you do really well, the next month patients don't come in, or we get snowed out. Like last month, Texas got snowed out for a whole week. My paycheck took a dip. When that happens, you're looking at your paycheck and it's just like, why am I only getting this much amount? I'm so used to getting this much. Again, I'm not saying this to toot my own horn. I'm just really grateful for this opportunity that I get to work as a dentist and provide people with the health and the smile that they want. But I'm just coming at it as from the perspective of a high income earner, especially as a guy. I'm providing for my family. I have a wife and 2 kids, so there isn't a time where I'm not thinking about money. Let's just say that, right? How can I make more money? How can I have more streams of income? How can I invest? How can I put more into my retirement or my portfolios and stuff, right? There's never gonna be a time where you're gonna feel like this is enough for me. So one of the challenges that I gave myself for this year is to give 10% back to the church. I've never tithed before. I just know in the Bible, 10% was what was mentioned. I don't know who said it. I'll have to look that up. 10% for a dentist or any high income earner, that's a lot for a year. We're thinking thousands, right? It also says in the Bible, you want to give with a joyful heart. I don't want to get to a point where I'm looking at that 10% and just kind of cringing while I press donate to my church, right? I want to essentially give with a joyful heart. So I've been praying a lot on how I can detach my desires, away from money. So, that's what I wanted to share today. I also do want to share a little bit of verses from Philippians that I put in my journal entry today. Flip to Philippians. I've been a Christian for almost 10 years now. Wow. I gave my life to Christ in college in 2015. And, like with every Christian walk, it's just ups and downs. There's season of being really close to God and feeling really far from Him. Am I getting emotional? but I should know who the author of Philippians is by now. Okay, Paul. That's what I thought. Okay, so I have Philippians 2:12-13. This has to do with having the attitude of Christ when you're serving. Work hard to show the results of your salvation, obeying God with deep reverence and fear. For God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases Him. I'm going to keep going. Do everything without complaining and arguing, so that no one can criticize you. Live clean, innocent lives as children of God, shining like bright lights in a world full of crooked and perverse people. Hold firmly to the word of life. Then, on the day of Christ's return, I will be proud that I did not run the race in vain and that my work was not useless. But I will rejoice even if I lose my life, pouring out like a liquid offering to God, just like your faithful service is an offering to God. And I want all of you to share that joy. Yes, you should rejoice, and I will share your joy. I hope this message has resonated with some of you guys watching. Through hardships, through work, through the trials and tribulations, I want to be joyful in that. And I'm here to document my journey. Thank you for listening, and have a blessed day.